Yes.
Rabbits are alert, cautious creatures.
Yes.
It is best not to approach one unprepared.
Yes.
You wish me to hop?
Okay. Wait. Okay, Premia, hold on, wait. Do they have that cute little sound effect?
I'll leap over you.
Yeah.
As you command.
Oh, she looks so good. Oh my god!
If you can balance beauty and cuteness just right, then... Let's have fun.
Let's have fun. Oh, she's supposed to be the... Oh. Okay.
Spring is here.
Me when I get you. A new rearmed hero has joined the battle. Who? Is that fucking... What's his name? What the heck is his
This
name again?
game has me searching for hidden eggs.
So, yeah.
Now this I can excel at. You sure about this?
Damn, he's fast as hell. What the fuck? Arcane Slicer? What the hell is this? Whoa! Wow.
Feel that spring breeze?
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, those some big ass eyes. Jesus.
Do you think these toys will please the others? I'm sure they will. We shall hop together. A fresh spring breeze.
Spring dawning. Stellar brace. Attack speed liberate. Logic.
Spring colors.
Oh my god! What is logic? Logic. What? I will rain eggs upon
Spring
them.
colors.
Logic.
Let us deliver spring cheer.
Style. What the heck is this? Oh my.
We shall hop together. A fresh spring breeze.
Blocks Miracle and slays them with a... Okay.
Enjoying yourself? So beautiful.
Oh, it's a little heart. Aw. Wait, what does this do?
Bringing spring to you.
I'd pull. I would so pull. I would so
Let's
pull.
begin.
I would so pull. What the hell is she doing here? You don't get free units anymore, by the way? Wow, that was a lot. Okay, let's play as a turn. Why must I search for eggs? That's me when I'm a spring Easter unit and you select me. Why must I search for eggs? Okay, where is it? You played this game for 101 hours. I played Ace Attorney for 101 hours, huh? Right. Scott, you need to be stoned. Not that much time. Not that much time. What? Okay. Oh. What are you doing here? Sorry, I'm chewing. Rebirth? I'm playing Resident Evil 9. What do you mean? How long is it? I'll take it. Wait, okay. Yeah, how long is it? No, I'll play it without boss. I'm a big boy now. I can do it. You will have a pause quota. I didn't pause a single time. Actually, yeah, I did. What happened? Oh, 7 days. That's not that long. Okay. It was quite by accident I've been able to return to Europe, actually. Why are you even here? Really? Oh, cool. Oh? Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention about you-know-who. Cosimo? I know. I'll tell you all that I can. If you meet the pause quota, I'll donate money to one of Udon's Hoyo accounts. Please be a scaredy cat. I just want Wesker. Where is he? I feel like him and me, I think Wesker and me would like, I think we'd be chill, you know what I mean? I think we'd be chill, you know? RE5 with a view. Isn't it like an action game or something? Stream RE5 with Juna. Juna, do you consent? Back in Britain. When I first arrived back in Japan, I thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial in the Supreme Court, my father's mood changed entirely. "10 years old." The convict's loot we found at Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Really? Is it important? The very large collar with a bee emblem on it. Mr. Natsume's drawing included a drawing of the collar in a report that he submitted by his time in Britain. He turned white as a sheet. Uh-oh. What's Iris's father's name? Something B. Wilson, right? What is the name? I completely forgot. What do you guys know? What is it? John Wilson. Maybe it has something to do with her, right? Okay. So what the heck is she doing here? From Japan, my father. Yeah, from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku. So they're here? Wait, are you really supposed to defend yourself in court? Can you do that? I guess you can, huh? Yeah, I completely forgot. Oh my god. Wow, okay. Attorney General. Wow. Wow. I sort of lost the will to live early on and didn't listen to much of it. Giselle Brett, the woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. Could the B belong to her? The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, Giselle Brett. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems like a name we should all forget. Why? Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that the Englishwoman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist. Doesn't exist, but how can that be? It's a pseudonym. Her real name was Shen. Shen? And she wasn't a visiting student either. That's a front. Then who was she? Miss A. Shen. Miss A. Shen. Miss A. Shen? What is that supposed to be a name? Wait, what's that supposed to be a pun of? Mission? Miss Asian? Her name is literally all our intelligence services have been able to ascertain from her. Oh, Mission. Oh, Mission. Okay. Interesting. She had some business in our country that we don't understand yet. And she killed John H. Wilson. So a woman from we don't know where killed Iris's dad. And then when she got convicted and she was gonna get sent back to Britain, she dies. Miss Shen. Why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? Miss Shen. After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange. I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship, and he'll never... Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what was he going to say about Kazuma-sama. And what did you learn? After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there. Should have been. Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. It just disappeared. What? His body vanished. Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown, except Kazuma-sama isn't there. Maybe this is all on purpose. Maybe I was supposed to do this anyway. Maybe I was intended to do this anyway. Maybe this is going all as planned. Maybe he faked his death. Did Professor Mikitoba know about this? Yes, it would seem he did, but he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak. I just don't believe it. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Berea were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be? Could it be that he's actually still alive? Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo. It's too much to bear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about the possibility pains me so very much. Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? Yes. And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly. You're right. So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. There's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing. Unless it has something to do with John H. Wilson. I suppose that's true, yes. The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it, because if it turned out not to be true, then I'd be back at the bottom with that awful pit of despair again. I'm terrified of what that might do to me. Oh, Miss Hosato. I know she's given the idea the thought it deserves. It's Susato-san we're talking about after all, so I probably shouldn't push it now. Well, what do I do now? Move? I can't move. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Oh yeah, huh? I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? Everyone seems to know something. I think it's time. I'm only sorry to have kept it from you for so long, Iris. It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study, and I saw something on his writing desk, a large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles." What? My Baskerville story? Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in and... Susato, what are you doing? Oh, Father. Did you look at those papers? No, I simply read the label, that's all. Well, put it out of your mind. Sorry? Forget that you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anybody else about this. Do you understand? But what was Iris Manuscript doing in Japan? I have no idea. But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would have never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes' exploits. When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain. He refused to answer any of my questions, and there was no sign of the big box in his office. That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt my father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you. Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie. So, Mr. Naruto, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the waxwork museums as well. So you're fully abreast of the situation already, Miss Osato. I expected nothing less, to be honest. I would think our first port of call should be to investigate Mr. Drebber, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick. A conjurer of sorts by the sound of it. Well known in the fields of science and magic. Then we need to go and arrest him. Well, yes. He must know the truth behind this case, so I agree we really must find the man. Sounds like a case of tracking someone down. Which is a job with the police, or a great detective. You're not coming? Is there anything here? Oh my god. Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart? I wonder. I've never seen her before. The young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Oh! You mean because of Professor Harebrain's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's Great Expedition. This country has been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. Lord Van Zieks is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special dispensation that presents investigation of the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time. I actually really like this guy a lot. I'm looking at BAs for a convention I'm going to next month. Apparently the BA for Fei Shao is the map from Dora the Explorer. I'm the map. map. Wait, is there a Jersey? Wait, is there a Jersey Club remix? Jersey. Please tell me there's a Jersey Club remix. There has to be. There is none. Wait. Jersey Club remix. Let me hear. I will listen to this later. Actually, hold on. Oh my god. That's not Dora at all. That's SpongeBob. What is SpongeBob doing here? Anyway. How do we go from this to the map? Okay, sorry. It's scrap metal now, isn't it? Until later then, Lord Strongheart. Yes, thank you. Who was that? That was Dr. Courtney Scythe, the Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. Oh, she's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Asman. Excuse me. Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to re-evaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensics laboratory. Right. Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. So he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. Does anyone else love him? We never accept foreign students before researching the legal systems of their home countries. Such secrets are merely for show. Mm-hmm. Cody Asman. The ink was barely dry on the man's acquittal papers. He just emerged from a trial in which he was being prosecuted at the hand of Lord Van Zieks. Do you think the verdict was wrong? The law is final. Verdicts are final. However, as long as mere mortals are the ones making the decisions, there is always room for error. The influence of large criminal organizations is sometimes felt even at the highest courtrooms. That would be the dark and devilish side of London, I suppose. Oh my god, I don't know what it is, like, It's like talking to your principal. Do you know that feeling when you talk to the principal? Have you talked to the principal? Isn't that weird? Oh my god, Miss Evans. Ugh. It's like, oh my god. Don't look at me. Okay, so I guess there's nothing to say about these. Okay. No? Okay. Press 1 if you've ever been suspended. Me. Juna! Really? In school suspension several times. You? No, you didn't. Oh, you gotta tell me about that. Oh, I gotta hear a story time about that one. What would you do? No. Only one time because I was 2 minutes late to class. And you got suspended? Get out! Get the fuck out of my classroom. Nearly once, but I talked myself out of it. My brother made me late to school and you got suspended? Get him out. Get him out of here. I got sent home because I slept in class. Oh, I used to sleep in class every day. Oh my god, it was bad. I got suspended because I choked a kid for kicking me on a swing. Oh, I got suspended so many times. Oh my god. It was usually like for fights or something. But I would never start them. I was so, I mean, well, I always got like the lighter sentence anyway because I was sweet. But it's like, well, I'm gonna have to do something about it. It's like, well, okay. I told you guys about the one time I pushed somebody, right? I told you about the one time I pushed somebody, right? Because they fucking broke my Game Boy. And then I had to go to did I get suspended? I don't know if I got suspended. I pushed somebody because they broke my fucking original Game Boy, my dad's, and I like fell on the ground, and I had to take like bullying, like a bullying course or something. And then the counselor was like, "Get the fuck out of here." Yes. She was like, "Get out." I'll never forget him. Colby. Colby obviously was neurodivergent. I didn't know that at the time, but obviously Colby was fucking... Oh my god. Okay. Colby... Do you know... Have you ever watched Linus Tech Tips? Okay. He's like so short. Okay, so Colby was like Linus Tech Tips, except like fucking 3 or 4 foot. Like, oh my god. He would like... He was just like this little white kid, and he would like... He was crazy, okay? Like, he was crazy. And he hung out with another one of my friends, Andrew, because Andrew really liked Pokemon, and I really liked Pokemon, and Colby really liked Pokemon. But Andrew, like, he was like my senior, right? And so anytime I wanted to know about Pokemon stuff, he would like teach me or whatever. He was so sweet. But his parents were like super strict, so I barely got to hang out with him. And then it was Colby. And then, like, I don't know what the fuck possessed Colby to like, he would like, be like a monkey, like, and I'm not even kidding, like he would like monkey, like if people were being like weird, like mean to him or like bully him or whatever, he would go into monkey mode, like chimp mode, and like freak them out. That was Colby, and I don't know what possessed him to like drop and like my Game Boy on the ground. Maybe he didn't take his Adderall or something, or maybe I don't know what the fuck. So I pushed him, and and you know that one fucking gif of the person like, or like the little video of somebody like dressed like Joker and they're like doing a skateboard competition and they like fall over? That's what happened to him. I didn't even push him that much, but he was like so skinny and like small that I guess he just like, whoa, okay, and he like scraped his knee or something, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess his mom or something was just like, oh, this is just unheard of, I just can't believe this happened. Get that J-word punished for what he did to my son or something. I don't know what she said, but I got in trouble. I'll tell you at the time, in 7th grade, I had to have been like, let's see, I was 6'2" in sophomore year. So I would say 7th grade, I would have been pre-growth spurt. So I probably was like 5'6" or something, like 5'7", something like that. And then in high school, I hit like 6'2". And then by the time I graduated, I hit like 6'5", and I think I grew up fully into like 6'7" or 8-ish. Fuck. And then, yeah. Well, sorry, the dude went flying. dude went flying, and we had this like little awkward like phase where we sat separately from each other, like, and we didn't talk to each other or something. But then we got over it. So yeah. What was your mom feeding you? Milk. I don't know. Can I be honest? Can I ask you something? Was middle school the worst fucking thing ever in your life? Ever? Like, ever? Also, like, was middle school terrible for you? I hated middle school so much. That little, like, 6th grade to, like, 9th, maybe 10th, but, like, 6th grade to, like, 9th grade was just so awful. And I don't know if it was good for anybody. Did anybody have a good transition? Because apparently that's when your identity, like, forms, right? Like, the most is when you hit that, and you go through, like, so many, like, hormonal changes and stuff. You go through a lot of changes in those years. And maybe that was part of it, that everybody is going through so many changes all at once. So, like, having a stable time is really difficult. But middle school was so bad, and apparently it's just that way for so many people. Like, 9th and 10th grade was peak, and then it fell off hard. Literally the last week of 6th grade was awful, and then 7th to 8th grade was uneventful. I love that. Like, I would have rather had that. Like, this little gray area, and so, like, oh my god, and like half of your friends didn't want to like play Pokemon or like watch cartoons anymore, and like and everyone wants to grow up because they don't want to be a baby anymore. Ugh. It was so bad. It was so bad. Pokemon. Excuse me? I watch Law and Order. Okay, I watch Degrassi. Okay. I don't do Pokemon, all right? I don't do baby games. Like, don't even lie. Why was everyone lying? Why was everyone lying? Ugh. See, I'm glad that's validating. I'm happy to hear that. I wish it was better for you, but I'm glad that it's a shared experience that we've had, because I'm also just like, what? I brought my 3DS once to school. Big mistake. Oh no. I remember 6th through 7th grade. I hadn't made friends yet, so I would sit alone in a corner, and of course some random people would try to take my spot. Did anybody else hang out in the library? For a bit, I had a little bit of library. That was me. I had a bit of librarying. Stop, we're all nerds. In the computer lab, that's where I learned about emulators, because did I tell you guys about that? How I randomly went to the computer lab and then I found a flash drive. I found a flash drive that was like in the computer, and I was being nosy, right? And guess what was on the flash drive? This changed my life. If I didn't find that flash drive, I would have never found Visual Boy Advance. Visual Boy Advance. I found an emulator for the first time. I didn't even know that existed. That literally, I'm not even kidding. If it wasn't for finding that flash drive and learning of this, I wouldn't have like uploaded videos. I wouldn't have done any of it, because I thought I had to like get a like special capture card or something to actually capture like gameplay or whatever. And no, like, if it wasn't for finding that flash drive, I wouldn't have known. Like, I wouldn't have, I mean, maybe I would have found out another way eventually, but you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god. And I played every game. It was like Lois. It was like Lois stealing when I was like, oh, you think that you can prevent me from playing the games? You think you can, my parents, like, you think you can prevent me from having fun and playing games? You think you can deny me? Oh, it was bad. I got like every game that I wanted to play. Like, I played all the Marios. I played all the Pokemon games. I played, what was the other one? Smash 64, like, it was crazy. No, like, do you guys remember, I think it was Project 64? Yes. Oh my god, that's crazy. Halo was popular at my school too, but yeah. An R4 card. I got a... How did I even get my R4? Because that's how I played The World Ends With You. That's how I played... some stupid... oh god, it was... Diamond and Pearl, obviously. The World Ends With You. Oh, I gotta go back and think about all the games I played. Oh my god. WarioWare DIY, yeah. Did your school have a Smash Bros club? We had a gamers club that had Smashers in it. And I remember, oh my god, Brian. Oh, Brian. Oh, Brian. So Brian was my, I met Brian in high school, 9th grade. He was one of the, like, I think he's like a junior or a senior at the time. I think he might have been a senior. And he played a lot of, we were playing Smash, and it was so crazy because I didn't have the game. But like, we played it on this big screen while other people played Halo. And I definitely remember he was so much better than me. He was so much better than me. Guys, he was so much better than me. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was like, where are the items? And he's like, what? Oh my god. Ah! Okay, and then fast forward, I go through high school, I move, I go to California, and I come back. And then eventually I learned about Smash tournaments. And I, in Smash 4. Because I do my videos and stuff, right? And then I go to like local tournaments here, and guess who I find? It's Brian again. It's Brian again. It's Brian again. And then, time happens, tournaments happen, playing fucking Smash all day, doing YouTube videos. You know my ADHD phase with Smash. You were there for that. That was my whole channel. I end up like playing him again, and he's like going crazy because I'm like beating his ass now. And it's like, well, you used to beat my ass like back in Brawl. Like, he used to play Wario, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, and then I'm starting to beat his ass, and it's like, I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's crazy to think about. Oh my god, he like mentored me. It's just this. Anyway, he's married now and has like 9 cats because his wife really likes cats, and he like shelters cats. He's really sweet, actually. Have the turns the tabled. I know, it was so sweet. I could cry. It's fine. Memories. 9 kids. No, cats. It's fine. Anyway, for that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago now, unofficially of course, to pave the way. Goodness, a year ago. At next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensic investigation. And once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly. What do you mean? For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes, but London's scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. I intend to see it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known to protect our honor and our future. Look at those eyes. He means every word. Dr. Scythe is an extremely reliable coroner. When I officially establish the forensic division in Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of symposiums, Miss Mikitoba. Oh, yes, my lord. Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan. Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month. Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikitoba, I mean. It was many years ago now, but yes. I remember Dr. Mikitoba very well. Let's talk about it. This is why you have 100 hours in this game? What? For story time? It's nice to tell stories. If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student. It was the year I was born, so yes, 16 years ago in fact. Mikitoba was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jigoku accompanied him as a young, promising judge. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think you were. Dr. Mikitoba studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals, St. Sinners, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Scythe was also there, as it happens. Then, Dr. Scythe knows my father, does she? She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. But I have no doubt they knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. Mikitoba was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years? That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it? I lived with my grandmother in those years. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for a whole 6 years? It was a rather turbulent time at home. Oh? Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away. What do you mean, why? Or why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zieks, actually. I heard his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say that it was that very incident that gave the rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother, Clint Van Zieks, was murdered, it was just after young Barak had graduated from the University of London and became a professor. It was obvious criminals who managed to evade, or when obvious criminals who had managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors spread quickly throughout the capital. Londoners started to say whether Barak Van Zieks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind. Oops. Oh my word. So Lord Baron Van... So Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother? Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. Oh yes, Lord Strongheart. Go ahead. About Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains, if possible. Are you well versed in science then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all up until recently. While the special dispensation legally preventing the investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, Dr. Scythe's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there is no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you touch nothing. Thank you! Being able to look at it is better than nothing. And I'll be able to see it too. Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls. We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you were so busy, my lord. I have important matters to attend in preparation for the synopsium. You understand. I really like that guy a lot. What the fuck? Like, skeletons, like, they always freak me out. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. Skeletons just get me, like. I'm sorry. Like, No, I don't know. Like, are you serious? If this came up to you and just was like boop boop on your shoulder, what would you do? No, absolutely not. No, 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 no. It just no. I can't. You push it over and it crumbles. It's a skeleton. No. See, but then it's just gonna get up. It's already dead. It has endless tenacity. It's, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. That chemical smell really assaults the nose, and it's pretending to assault the eye. Where would the strength come from with no muscles? Magic that holds it together? It looks as though the doctor isn't here, but we're here now. Should we may as well do some sightseeing, don't you think? What the fuck is this? Can't you tell that I'm trying to very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the caves? It's how I cope. What's over here? Are we gonna read her notes? It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but one entry seems rather strange. In what way? They're buying 500 scalpels every month. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances, and scalpel blades can be sharpened too. It does seem a bit strange. You're right. 500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using them all for? What are you doing? Wait, Miss Batty Jane? Sorry, we had to ask you. Wait. We had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so... So you thought you'd snoop around? That's acceptable to you people from the East, is it? Well, what do you want? Lord Strongheart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body. Mr. Asmon's body, I mean. So we came to ask you about your findings. On Lord Strongheart's advice. Courtney Scythe. Courtney is such a good name? Wait a minute. That would be my name. Courtney? Wait, hold on. Courtney. I don't know. It's a good name. If the Lord Chief Justice has given consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately. Nothing to say about any of this? You don't respond to any of my stuff? Okay, fine. What about that? Nope, scorch marks. Yeah, I got. Oh, yeah. So, you wanted to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its investigation of the scene? The victim, Mr. Odie Asmon, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion, and the Mr. Asmon, who disappeared moments later, partway up the Crystal Tower, were, without question, one on the same person. That is the team's conclusion. But that can't be right. If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out. Let's see. If two people who looked very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they? Very true. But sadly, in this instance, that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person. Fingerprints at the scene make that quite evident. Fingerprints? They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence by the British justice system, but one day they will be used as an investigative aid as a matter of course. Oh my. But that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So where does that leave us? My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did... Scott, can you find this song for me? Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did move from one place to another. This hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Mama, what is this? Where does she spring from? And she just called the doctor Mama? This is the lawyer, dear. Oh, hello. To meet you. Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm at the pencil. Oop. Mama? Yes? Can I cut this one up? What? I've never seen the insides of an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like. Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see. Boring. I think I just had a near-death experience. Oh dear, Mr. Naruhito, you're as pale as a corpse. Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one. Look at her just... Okay. Look at her! I need Emily to be this. Actually, yes. This is such a good look. Oh, this is actually such a good look. Oh my god. The boots. The coat. The tie. The gloves. The hair. The accessories. You know what this gives me a little bit? It gives Colress just a little bit. Because of the hair augment. And the lab coat. This looks really nice. I actually really like this look a lot. I really love this character. This is a beautiful character design to me. Wow. Keeping a close eye on things so no impertinent Easterners think they can look around my office. Are there such impertinent Easterners around? How terrible. Yes, you. She doesn't mince her words, Usato. I think it's perhaps time we left. This is a really good song. A morgue before refrigeration. Bye. I guess we're leaving. What the fuck is this? What the... fucking Eggman's grandfather in the fucking prison in Sonic Adventure 2? What the fuck is this? He's got the whole wall of the cell covered in mathematical equations. And he's still writing more now. Sorry, Professor, to interrupt. Oh, Mr. Naruhado. And who is this young lady? My name is Susato Mikitoba. I'm Mr. Naruhado's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Oh, if only. If I only had met a refined young woman like you sooner, none of this would have happened. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you. I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning. No. The whole thing, the whole miserable affair, it all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot. Professor Hairbrain, what have you been working on in your cell? Oh, you mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall is all I had on hand. Oh, so is this some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe? If Zenless needs money, why would they release Sissia? No, actually, this is my autobiography. Your autobiography. How I was diddled and fiddled by Albert Hairbrain. I found that I can represent my odd fortunes with odd numbers and an ambitious set of simultaneous equations. Really? I'm gonna have to pay back all the loans I took for the Kinesis machine, you see. So this month, it's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, an odd birth, an odd upbringing. You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, wouldn't you mind if we talked a little more about the case? Oh, yes, of course. I've been working through the numbers. I was diddled, I was fiddled by the pair of them. By Asmon and that Aloop engineer, Drebber. We're not going to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? Is this what I sound like? Who wants to open up the calculator? Ugh. Everything I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, Mr. Asmon, the Kinesis machine, my hypothesis even. I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way. No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning, I realized something. Oh? If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you were aware of it or not. This took a lot of, like... That was a... There was a lesson that took me a bit, back in my late teens, like... But it was an oopsie, I didn't know! Well, that's too bad! Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me. Oh, Professor. He believed in me this morning, you know. Barack did. He believed in my hypothesis. Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case. No, Barack wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it. Did he? I think I understand now. Why it was he decided to take on the prosecution of my trial, I mean. After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even. So if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Barack, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete, utter nonsense. And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor. Exactly. Which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Barack insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish. You think that's why he... I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul. But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he? Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it. And what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start? I'm sorry to say, but that does seem most likely, yes. When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. He looked over the paper I'd written and said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused, he was so empathetic, but in reality, he was the mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems. I still can't believe it. As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually. But the scale of it, it wasn't just some small trick, it was a very elaborate feat of deception. All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal, but none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it. Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through that, only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe. It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Asman is no more, of course, which only leaves the engineer. Mr. Enoch Drebber. Is he an engineer, or a musician, or a swindler? It was about a year ago when Mr. Asman first brought Drebber to meet me at my laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss about the Kinesis machine. But at no point did you have any inkling he was just an illusionist? Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist. What do you mean? He was a wealth of deep science knowledge, or deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's a genius, a genuine scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation. I see. But the wretched man deceived you, Professor. It was unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. Are there no more clues you can give us about his whereabouts? I'm sorry, we've only ever discussed the Kinesis machine, nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop. What workshop? Drebber's enormous fabrication laboratory, where he constructed my great machine. Why didn't you mention this before? Enoch Drebber's workshop? There's every chance we might find the man there. So, you've been to Drebber's place of work then? Yes, just once, you understand. It was an enormous place, plenty of room to construct a Kinesis machine, you see. Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance we'll find Drebber there. Well, yes, definitely. I'm sure, as in, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry. I was more than half expecting that. You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there. He blindfolded you? He wasn't taking any chances then. The place was incredible, the pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil he used was the very best. Special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. The indescribable scent of the imported oil. Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and use that instead. What do you think, Mr. Sato? Eau de machine for your next birthday? I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo, and I'm not sure I'd like to start with that. I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor? You don't have a business card for Mr. Drebber, for example? The man was clearly very cautious, Mr. Sato. I'm sure... Oh! Yes, I do. He gave me a business card once. It's right here, look. What? Let me see that. Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you? Enoch Drebber, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address. No? Oh well, can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. It might have some sort of ink on it. Driver files? Or the driver files? Okay. Oh my god. I had no idea there were so many people in the world. I know what you mean. It's really packed here today. It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds at this point. Has it? I shut my brain down, so I didn't really notice, to be honest. Gosh. I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruhodo. There you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before too long. Oh, Inspector Gregson. I see your hard as work as usual. Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since the last we met. What was all that ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. Not you, Sunshine, the gentlewoman so loyally at your side. Oh! Why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice. He might be a bit rougher on the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. As you properly guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right. Well, that's the young trainee's domain. Oi, get over here, Gina. She seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably giving it a traditional East End training. Gina? She's a police officer now? Amazing, isn't it? She's a good kid, actually. Heart's in the right place, anyway. She's got the detection bug, if you ask me. Yep, I think she'll follow my footsteps nicely. What do you mean? I'm being transferred. Transferred? Transferred? Where are you going? Transferred? It's time for me to say toodaloo to London. Where are you going? That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? We'll come to see how you're getting along. Huh, not likely, but you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is. To France. I'll be working in the Paris Police Prefecture. Should be right up my alley. But France? It's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? That's the way the adult world works, Sunshine. Now don't go poking your nose where it's not wanted. I'm intended to take the kid with me when I go. Excuse me? What? You're taking Gina to Paris? Well, I can't have her here in London. Who knows what'll become of her? I suppose he's worried she'd slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing this in our auto. I think he's worried about the Reaper. Oh, of course. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, isn't it? Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina, so don't you go blabbering, you hear me? You hear me? No, of course not. I've got to keep that Diamond Diva safe and sound until all of this is over, at least. Oi, did you just call me a bloomin' Diamond Diva again? So you heard that, did you? Right, well, any questions about the scene? You can put them to my capable detective here. Capable, fuck! Detective Diva here. All right, you heard the boss. Inspector Lestrade's in charge here now. I suppose I better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you've got a new dog, have you? Aww. Isn't he great? Toby's his name. Oh, how delightful. He's absolutely adorable. Yes, the dog seems lovely, but it's the not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind right. Wait, what? But it's the not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Gina, we were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Oh, that's alright, is it? I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here. Ah, yes, Toby. The machine that exploded must be at the top of the stairs, I presume? I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind. Sorry, you can't go up there, Suze. Oh? It's like I told Otto yesterday. Even Island allowed knew that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we're not supposed to touch it? The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Is that what you're thinking of? That's the one. That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The Forensic something? The Forensic Investigation Team. Is that what you're thinking of? That's the one, yeah. But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with you. You're supposed to get permission from some bigwig, as far as I know. What's his name again? Lord Strange something? I'm not quite sure that's right, Gina. You mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps? That's the one, yeah. Apparently, he's always wanting the time or something. Actually, we just recently been to see Lord Strongheart. You what? You met him? Last time the boss was going to see him, I waited for 3 hours at the clothes office and he came back sniveling. Tragic. Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene, as long as we don't touch anything. Oh yeah? Honestly. Alright then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never eat another chip in his life. So, you're still saying all of the above? Wait, all this is above board, are you? I'm sure everything will be fine. That would be really tragic. Alright then, them's the stairs. Up you go. Thank you, Gina. I mean, If you go here before talking to Strongheart and go up there anyway, Strongheart beats up Gregson. Oop. The engineer's whereabouts? Toby the dog, I guess. Mutt, hello? A bona fide detective. You get it? A bona fide detective because it's a dog? Sorry, what? Sorry? I've given a proper title on everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you. Uh-huh. Well, that means he could find the dude then, right? Anything else here? Balloons? What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrayne went to in order to attain the research grant? Oh, please. What the heck is he doing here? So I think we are more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Mr. Sato? Alrighty. Hello? Are we just gonna address me? Open. Yeah, that's new. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, those just red balloons. Okay. Least approachable man in the world winner, 10 years in a row. Be strong, Mr. Naruto. Your country and your assistant stand firm behind you. Lord Van Ziegs. What? Well, beautiful weather we're having, isn't it? I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently you Nepalese are unequipped to read the signs. Oh, I read them. So, what are you doing here? Entry to this place is prohibited. Ah, well, the thing is, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything. And yet, you've managed to disturb me. Oh! 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 Oh, that was good. Oh, that was so good. Ow. Oh, that was good. That was real good. Damn. Damn, you gagged me. Oh, damn, that was really good. He said, never mind. State your business then. Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Van Ziegs about. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's got nothing to do with this. Ask away, Mr. Naruto. You won't know unless you try. So, Clint, what the fuck? Was that the name of your brother? Or was the name of your brother that I understand? Lord Van Ziegs. You Nepalese. I always have to be on guard when you're around. So, you've been investigating me, have you? Oh, no, it's not like that. Well, alright, it is a bit like that. My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was the pride of the Van Ziegs family, but tragically, a vicious killer took him from us. I'm assuming that person was Japanese. The professor, you mean? Is something funny? That's the extent of what you discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised. Sorry? There's more to it then? Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it? Ugh, you're too kind. Are you gonna tar all Nepalese with the same brush next? So tell me, what is your interest in that historic incident? As it happens, Lord Van Ziegs, There is a rather curious case that's come to our attention. Are you aware of the Madame Tussbell's Museum of Waxwork by any chance? I am, naturally. I believe that since last month, I feature in one of the displays there for public scorn. Of course, the infamous Reaper of the Bailey would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he? Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom. A particular waxwork? Which... Wait. You mean... Yes, it's the professor. Mr. Sholmes is investigating the case as we speak. I was unaware of that. He's turned as white as a sheet. Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Draper, already? Surely that goes without saying. We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is, we don't have much to go on aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier. Which, according to Professor Hairbrain, was of a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle. So, I was just wondering, I mean, I realize it's probably not possible, but we'd very much appreciate any clues you can give us. Wow, Susato-san really knows how to take the bull by its horns. Fine, why not? I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago. Although, it appears he's already had that black monocle at the time. Luocha? What? Oh, no, nothing. I was just surprised you shared that with us. We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow, which means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in the short time available. So why wouldn't I show you the photograph? What is it about Lord Van Zieks? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all. Literally, Luocha? You chose the wrong enemy. The file requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Are you alright? Who is this man, Mr. Naruhodo? Lord Van Zieks' apprentice, apparently. So I'm not the only one. Susato-san can see it too. Lord Van Zieks, may we speak with your apprentice for a moment? With him? Why? Oh! Uh-oh. Do I want to press A here? Oh gosh. I can't believe she just flat out fucking said it. Are you serious? Kazuma-sama. Are you serious? I don't know. I don't want to keep going. Like, are you serious? Kazuma. I don't believe it. Your posture, your presence. It can only be. It's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama? Did you lose your memory? Something felt strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure, as if I knew him somehow. Can it? Can it really be you, Kazuma? Wait! Too late. What's going on here? What is your interest in my apprentice exactly? You act as if you know the man or something. Well, since when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago. Lord Strongheart introduced me to him about 3 months ago now, with instructions to mentor him as a prosecutor, but he didn't tell you why, did he? The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself. He has amnesia! Tomorrow, he will appear in court at my side. What? He used to serve as my judicial assistant, on Lord Strongheart's orders. He'll be in court with us! Now then, unless I'm much mistaken, I believe this conversation has run its course. Oh, yes, thank you. I definitely saw a reaction there. When Susato-san called out like that, it seemed to hit a nerve. When she called out Kazuma-sama, you already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, yesterday, in fact, at Lord Van Zieks' office. I see. As if Kazuma-sama is really still alive, that means Mr. Shalom lied to us. I know. We're gonna need to speak to him about that. You're going to have to leave now. The forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will cause problems. What sort of problems? Foreign affairs problems. Oh, we can do without that. Let's go. Alright, we'll be on our way. Let's go, Susato. Of course. Can you do anything with this? Can you read this? Or smell it? Mm-hmm. It has a very particular scent, yeah. And since it smells so good, he can track people over the oceans, can't he? Professor Hairbrand informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Drever's office, or workshop. Really? Oh wow, you better be careful, girl. Leave it to me. Are you going? Someone's supposed to be guarding on... Oh my god. Oh my god. Bye, Gina! Mm-hmm. Nice. Why is your streamer about to hit 12 hours of streaming on a random Wednesday? Okay. Here we are again at the House of Horrors. I'm afraid I haven't gotten used to the place yet. I still like to turn on my heels and go straight home via the confectionery, of course. Susato-san is really is after something sweet today, isn't she? I want something sweet. Look, Mr. Naruhodo, that work. I'm quite sure it wasn't there before. Uh-huh. Hello, Miss Tussbells. The friend of my dedicated employee. Oh yes, hello again. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I must say, I'm quite spellbound by the great detective. He is a marvel. My precious waxwork is already back where it belongs. You don't mean... But yes, the mystery is solved already. Wow, Mr. Sholmes really can engage his brain when he's hungry enough. So as you can see, he has returned to his habitual duties. Yes. His habitual duties. Allures. Do not disturb. Poor Susato-san. She looks very perplexed. Six million people, right? The ladder. We really do need to speak with Mr. Sholmes, and I'm longing to say hello again. But where is he? Mm-hmm. Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I, the world-famous detective and waxwork, Sherlock Sholmes. Oh, girl, get up! Oh my god! Susato-san! My most humble apologies. I thought I died and gone to eternal paradise for a moment via London. My dear madam, allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty free deduction at some point. As long as it's not of questionable street food quality. I don't understand. Why are you working as a wax work here, Dr. Mr. Sholmes? Merely a secret I ended. I'm hungry. Be right back. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Ba-da-dum. And that is a 12-hour stream. Wow. Excuse me. Wowzy, wowie zowie. When was the last time I did one of those? Is it bad that I still want to play Overwatch, but not necessarily stream it? Oh, shit. I'm just so happy to be around you guys, honestly. I mean, right? Do whatever you want. I will, actually. You know what? What was the last time I did whatever I wanted? 5 seconds ago. Yeah. Would you guys like it if one day, like, I got a pig and I like brought it on stream sometimes? Like a pig. I kind of want a pig. I kind of want a pig. I don't know, like, get a mouse. I can get a mouse and a pig. To nibble on cheese with you? I would be down. Oh my god. It could just like stay right here. I would get a mouse, yeah. But I definitely want a pig. I want a Sphinx cat. It sucks. I feel like I'm so hypocritical sometimes because I'm like, I don't know. A Sphinx cat would be cool. A Saint Bernard would be really cool. A Mastiff would be really cool. A Maine Coon cat would be interesting. A pig. And then the only thing about like rats, I wouldn't want a mouse. I would want a rat. The only thing about rats is that they don't live very long. That would fuck me up. You want Numbies so bad? Actually, yes. You know why I want a pig? You know what got me? That stupid anti-oop pig that like is just running and then it just stops. Anti-oop pig. This video changed me.
And oh.
Stupid fucking pig. I want one. Stop. Oinkers? Stop. No, what I don't understand is why you're porking around. How's about that? Uh-huh. Yeah, oink, oink. Yeah, listen. Oink, oink in bed. Over there, quick. In your bed, quickly. Oh, yeah. And then I would feed it, and it'd be like, look at you. Picking out, yet again. Well, that's to be expected at this point. Anyway. Picking out. I can help. Anyway. We're talking about the waxwork abduction, I presume. Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was easy as proverbial pie. Though I confess, I'm yet partake in pie, proverbial or otherwise, or any food so far today, for the matter. That stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So how did you manage to solve it so quickly? Oh well, do you remember I said it was largely solved. Anyway, I simply negotiated with the culprit. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone? Oh yes, it's a modern invention allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away. In Japan, only the imperial capital and a handful of other cities are connected as yet. This morning, a telephone call was received here from the perpetrator of the abduction. As such, I was able to negotiate terms, and in the end, the waxwork was returned. That's amazing! Just between you and I, it would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event. Oh, but I thought whoever was responsible had demanded a ransom, no? Yes, I think perhaps the ransom demand was necessary to avoid unwanted suspicion regarding the true motive. But does that not mean your negotiating was entirely unnecessary? A fact that I must ask you to keep from Mademoiselle or Madame Tussbells at all costs. A hungry young Iris awaits my return at Baker Street after all. Poor Iris. Now then, do I sense that you have some business with this great waxwork? Do you know this? That would be a nice thing if you could just know what gets a rise out of people. You fought him? I once infiltrated his criminal organization in order to investigate the man and his activities. But he saw through my disguise instantly. I still remember what that man said to me now. What was it? Whoever saw such a tall old lady... Old lady? Indeed, but my special disguise hasn't seen the light of day since that humiliation. Miss Medical is retired. Miss Medical? I would give my right arm to see that. Scott, can you link the song in chat? Or sorry, in the lounge? Enoch Drebber. We are in the process of trying... What song? The one from earlier? Yeah, Scythe. We're in the process of trying to track somebody down. Oh? Yes, a man by the name of Enoch Drebber. He was the swindler who duped Professor Hairbrain and the engineer who built the kinesis machine. Did you see my warning? Yeah, about the thumbnail? Yeah. A swindler and an engineer? Can you find a new video that doesn't have... the song? Can you find a video that doesn't have the, you know, spoiler thumbnail? I'll try. Okay. He also seems to be a conjurer of sorts too, with considerable knowledge of stage magic. We need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on. That's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas? I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. If I knew something of the man's appearance, at least, I may be able to better position to help. Yes, Drebber's appearance. Fortunately for you, however, I presently have little to occupy myself, and little to fulfill my stomach. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I should gladly give you my thoughts on it. Do I have any clues? All Englishmen look broadly the same, of course. So looking at this photograph won't be particularly instructive. Are you alright, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, yes, forgive me. Very interesting, this. Very interesting indeed. What's wrong, Mr. Sholmes? You turned quite pale all of a sudden. Mr. Sholmes, did you lie to us? My dear Naruhado, stay that piercing stare. What's this about? Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain aboard the steamship, your words were very clear. So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. You told us it was murder, and you examined Kazuma-sama's body. Indeed, and wherein lies the problem? We met him earlier today, the victim, Kazuma Asogi. You're quite sure? He was wearing some sort of mask and apparently is suffering from amnesia, but yes, I'm quite sure it was Kazuma-sama. You must have known at the time, Mr. Sholmes, that he wasn't actually dead. Well, I can only assume I was swept up in the murderous atmosphere of the moment. But the fellow wasn't dead at all? Oh. Priceless. I don't suppose that performance would pass murder, or muster, would it, Mr. Naruto? I could believe that the crewmen present at the time made a mistake, but not you, Mr. Sholmes. I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. Please, Mr. Sholmes. Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that's all I can say. I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruto. Would you indulge me? Oh, well, what is it? As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned, and I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains. Oh yes, the Professor exhibit, isn't it? Would you like to see it for a mere 5 shillings? That's a special one-time only price, you understand. What? The opportunity won't come again, I might add. Wouldn't you like to see the fruits of my labor? Oh, well, we do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps we could postpone? The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think it's well worth it. You've been live for 12 hours? Yes, I have. Thank you very much. Are you being quite serious, Mr. Sholmes? Surely you need only look at my expression to ascertain if this is seriousness or silliness. I can never tell with you, that's the point. Very well, it couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings. Gratefully received. So, the special exhibit waits behind the curtain. I invite you to pursue it at your own leisure. Wait, what did it read? 5 shillings we had to pay. It doesn't seem right that Mr. Sholmes slipped the money into his own pocket, does it? No. We could ask Gina to retrieve it for us. Pickpocketing British officers and diddling detectives. Is this what makes Britain great? Not to mention demigod prosecutors taking the law into their own hands or chip-loving inspectors. Inspector Rickson comes off rather well in that list, I think. What the fuck is this? Oh dear, I felt a shiver run down my spine as soon as we walked in here. Miss Osato, I say we turn our heels and go straight home via a really big confectionery. We certainly can't do that. We already paid 5 shillings. True. Actually, now I'm looking at it a little more closely. We pay good money to see that an exhibit is clearly incomplete. The nerve of the great diddling detective is far more terrifying than anything else in this place. This must be what Mr. Sholmes meant when he said the case was largely solved. Be that as it may, Mr. Sholmes heavily implied that there be a clue about the engineer in here, didn't he? But where? Since we paid 5 shillings, let's do 5 shillings worth of investigation, shall we? Why did you buy Freya's celestial gun? It just looks like that. It's just the skin. This owl. Is this? What's her name? The professor. Is the professor related to Courtney? That's not from competitive points? No. I've seen this symbol before. A camera of some kind. Anything else I'm missing? It's a lantern? Does it look like anybody I know? The professor. Am I supposed to know what you look like? Am I supposed to know what this person looks like? Is this early? There's a photo? Right, but like... A black monocle? Is it? Is it? Enoch Drebber. The color of his hair is different, but it's unmistakably him. Indeed it is. Mr. Sholmes. This man is a subject to your present hunt, I believe. Yes, that's right. Just who is this man? Why is he here in this exhibit? Well, and why does the convict behind him have no head? The head was missing when the model was returned by the thief who stole it. What a surprise! So then the case isn't yet solved, is it? Did I not say so myself? Largely solved with my words, I believe. But I must locate the missing head. Toot the suit, as Madame would say, or I'd be in grave trouble. A very hungry Iris still awaits my return in Baker Street, preferably with rations. Do you know, though? Something about this room is strange. Strange? What do you mean? Well, the display in the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events, are they not? Indeed they are, Mr. Sato. Do go on. And as terrifying as they are, the scenes in the other exhibits are believable. But this one... This surely could never have happened. Could it? I think it's about time I educated you a little about the nature of the incident involving the professor 10 years ago. I like working. I like the work. Yeah. Tell me about it. I hope you had a good day. I believe I told you a little about the professor yesterday, did I not? He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either a member of the aristocracy or royalty. All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound and had their throats ripped from their bodies. Oh gosh, an enormous hound. How awful. After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain, you understand. Accordingly, the professor was tried in a closed court. No members of the public were permitted. A closed court? So you mean that the professor's identity, as you surmise, my dear fellow, his identity was never made public. Naturally, he was found guilty, and summarily was sentenced to death by hanging. He was buried in a grave at Lowgate Cemetery, which adjoins the rear of the prison where he had been held. However, that was not the end of the affair. Oh? That very night he was buried, a convicted man came back to life. Came back to life? He clawed his way out of the ground and emerged into a moonlit graveyard. The exhibits here depict that very chilling scene as described by the sole witness to these chilling events. There was a witness? But of course, my dear fellow, it was no other than the man in the young man in the white overcoat, which probably worked something where Courtney worked, right? Enoch Drebber. He saw it happen. So this is a waxwork model of Enoch Drebber. 10 years ago, the convicted professor, having been gibbeted and buried, emerged from his grave in the dead of night. The sole witness to that unimaginable scene was this young man. From appearances, I would say he was about 20 years old. It's so horrifying. Scared out of his wits, the young Drebber ran to a nearby police station to report the incident, and the sheer terror of what he'd seen is said to have turned his hair white overnight. Yes, as shown in the photograph we have of him, his hair is completely white. For the following few days, the story of what he'd seen was on every front page in the capital. The public was frantic for every last detail about the killer who'd come back to life. As you've seen, an exhibit was even erected here at Madame Tuspel's. I can quite understand why the man's hair turned white, certainly, but what I don't understand is what Mr. Drebber was doing there in the first place, in a lonely graveyard in the middle of the night with a shovel. What was he up to? Probably grave robbing? The professor's acts of terror threw London's upper classes into complete panic 10 years ago. It was a great scandal, one might say, at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's identity was never made public, rumors abounded. After all, no killer had ever before systematically employed a dog as a murder weapon. Yes, I can imagine the impact of the case that the case must have had. But in time, of course, the rumors abated. So too did talk of the shocking witness account of the convict who came back to life. It was forgotten, dismissed as a dubious ghost story, as a preposterous parlor tale. But why did people stop believing it? Why, simply because there was no resurrection to speak of, as was established. In fact, what do you mean by no resurrection? The police investigated the grave in Lowgate Cemetery and published their findings. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution. No, but that would mean Mr. Drebber. He must have lied to the police and the newspapers. That would appear to be the only logical explanation, yes. The young man subsequently vanished from society and nothing has been heard of him since. It's rather striking then that he should resurface now, don't you think? Isn't that the worst thing that could happen to a scientist, they said? Deemed a fraud? Of course, the convicted murderer couldn't have come back to life. That's not possible. But Drebber's hair is unusually white, and if that really did happen overnight as a result of shock, it's hard to believe the incident was an all-out and out lie. What? There's something caught just inside the convict's jacket. A piece of broken glass. Hello? Interesting. Earlier in court, we established that the kinesis experiment was a trick, and I would discover this fragment of glass here in this waxwork. Is it just a coincidence? Oh my god. What the heck? What are you here? What? Gina, what are you doing here? I asked Iris and she said this is where you'd be, so... Oh my god. Madame Tussbells will have you take a position as waxwork if you're not careful. Uh-oh. I still had some flash powder left from 6 months ago. Oh my god, girl. Loud and ghetto. Sorry, I got scared. Yeah, you should try being the one on the other end of the barrel. What brings you here, Gina? What brings me here? What do you think? We found it. We found the Dodgy Co's workshop. You found Drebber's workshop? Yep. Toby's nose led me straight there. The boss and the others are heading over there now in a drag, so come on. Here's the address. I got the boss to write it out. Oh, thank you, Gino. We'll make our way there at once. All right, then. See you there. And you can't come. You go. Don't mind me. I'll just stay here, being still. What? I know my place. In the exhibit over there. Oh, dear. Someone's feeling sorry for himself. Let's go, Mr. Sholmes. You're coming. Your words hearten me, I must say. But if I were to shirk my duties here... Madam, forget that. I'll pay for everything? Then there's not a moment to lose, my dear fellow. I shall hail a carriage just once. Oh. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. That looks like another super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine. Indeed, it appears so. Though only a prototype, naturally. Are you okay? What's wrong with your eyes, buddy? Hello, Inspector. That's one knitted brow. He looks like he's eating a lemon, not a bag of fish and chips. Inspector, is there any sign of the doctor? Sadly not. We didn't find a soul in here. Oh, what a shame. Well, thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us the chance to investigate. According to what Gina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue that you lot turned up. I wouldn't want to say go to Paris with a debt of gratitude unpaid now, would I? Thank you! Anyway, if you're hoping to snoop around here, I'd get the crackin'. Lord Van Seeks and the Forensic Investigation team are on the way here as they... Yep. I imagine you've got the picture by now. They don't take too kindly to lawyer types. So, my dear fellow, let's take this chance to turn the place upside down. And you, Sholmes. Pardon? They take even less kindly to great detectives than they do lawyers. Very droll, Gregson. Very droll. But you may consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model. Right then. Let's see what we can find in here. Mm-hmm. A trophy for what? It's a trophy. It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. Interesting. Night, Hellhound. Would you like a massage? No, I'm okay. I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there's much more to this Enoch Drebber. Yeah, hello? Would you like to take it with you? The trophy? Oh, sure, why not? You wouldn't expect such an important trophy to be proudly on display somewhere, right? Tell me about this. This is a bunch of arrows. That's not good because of the crossbow. Crossbow bolts, these. And just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the expedition grounds. In other words... Yep, that's more evidence to support your theory. It all goes to show that Drebber was the one pulling the strings behind the scene, the whole scam. There is a door over there, but I should see what Gregson has to say. What's this? A flying machine? It's an aeroplane. One day, scientists believe it will allow humans to travel freely in the skies. Interesting. This door doesn't want to open. Yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty hefty lock on it. There's a specialist locksmith on his way over here from the yard. So hands off until he gets here. With permission, Inspector. I could have that lock open in less than a minute. Well, you don't have permission, and no one's given it to you. Gregson looks as though he really enjoyed that. These two are so cute. Jiwon just sat down. Be nice. Oh, is something wrong with Sosato? Well, I thought I heard a noise from the far side of that door. Well, Gina, do you hear it too? Yeah, I heard it at all. What'd you reckon, Toby? Right, mine agrees. Now who's bouncing on it behind the door? Whoever's in there, open up. This is Scotland Yard. If it were if it were only countenance, I could unlock that door in less than a minute. Fine, I'll take the rapport. Just get us through that blasted door. There, you may enter at will. Time is of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for? Nothing for it, I suppose. This is an emergency. There's a strong possibility that beyond that door is the engineer you seek. Be prepared for action, my dear fellow. Yes. Whoa! A bomb! What happened in here? Why is everything upside down? Rats. There's no one here after all. But there must be. Only moments ago we heard those noises. Oh my god. Hello? What are we having a conversation about? Why are there footprints on the ceiling? Are we gonna ignore the... Looks like someone was trying to burn something in a hurry. Blueprints? To what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar. Uh-oh. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Naruhodo. Wait, that's like the same balloon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's in here? What's behind that thing over there? Why was it on the ceiling? Is that dynamite? Mr. Naruhodo, yes. A point of fact, something rather fascinating. What do you make of this? Itsy. I've never seen anything like it before. It looks like a bundle of thick cigars wrapped in a large watch. Surely that's a time bomb, isn't it? A time bomb? I'm sorry, but what is a time bomb exactly? We gotta get the fuck out of here. I see, so that's it. What is it? Goodness, Mr. Shalms, have you seen to the heart of the matter? There are times where I consider my lot most unfair, for I'm fated to never know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. But I've learned to accept the hardships that come with being a great detective, Miss Osato. Oh my god. No, 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 no. The inverted nature of the furniture. Okay, let's just fucking do it. Genuine. Oh boy. Ugh, yeah, me too, buddy. Yeah, let's do it. Don't fall asleep now. Oh, I'm bed. Oh, they just take a long time. Flipped furniture. The room's in disarray, the tables, the chairs, the lamps, everything is upside down. As if every item in the room until recently had been happily positioned on the ceiling before falling straight down to the floor. Every item in the room was on the ceiling. Are you suggesting that? Indeed, the key here is gravity. It would appear that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the earth. Gravity was reversed and then restored normally. The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the gravity. The play that... What? The part that gravity played in this whole business. Why would that be wrong? And what's that back there? Anti-gravity device. Right. Now let us consider the next conundrum. The next conundrum is I'm gonna go to bed. All right, that's enough. Great stream. I'm good. It's almost been 13 hours. Well, I'm not tired, but like, I mean, I am. I want to play Overwatch, but do I want to stream Overwatch? I feel like I wouldn't have a lot to say. I feel like I've lost my ability to speak coherently. This is an awful stopping point. You're in Shroud in less than 30 minutes? Well, too bad. We can finish it next time. What I'm like, and that'll be a good refresher too. I'll just start the next day, don't worry. Okay. All right. I will allow myself to depart. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow. That sound good? Is today fucking Tuesday or Wednesday? Today's Thursday. Okay, oh my gosh. All right.